Alright guys, here is the work and answers to 16.2 homework day 2. Number 1 says Gwen has saved $3,500 and wants to deposit it into a savings account that earns 4% annual interest for 10 years. Complete the table below to help Gwen compare her earnings in a simple interest account versus a compound interest account. So she would be depositing $3,500, so that would be our principal. Our rate for both of these is going to be 4%, and the time for both is going to be 10 years. So our simple interest formula is going to be I equals 3,500 times my rate of 0.04 times my time of 10 years. I'm going to plug that into the calculator, times 10, and I get $1,400 in interest, and so the total value would be the $1,400 that I earned in interest plus my principal to get $4,900. For compound interest, that would be A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. Remember, those formulas are on your star chart. Y'all do not have to memorize those. So my principal is 3,500 plus 1, or times 1 plus 0.01 plus 0.04 to the 10th power. I'm going to plug that all into my calculator. 3,500 times 1 plus 0.04 to the 10th power. And that's going to give me my account balance, because that's what A stands for, which is the total value. So that'd be $5,180.85. And to get the amount of interest, I'm going to take that number and subtract the principal of $3,500 to get that I earned $1,680.85 in interest. Which type of interest will earn more after the 10 years? And if we look at these, you will see that the compound interest will earn more. And how much more? Well, we're just going to subtract $1,400 from $1,680.85 to get $280.85 more. Number 2, Wendy and Connor each deposit $8,300 into accounts that earn 3.5% interest for 25 years. Wendy's account earns simple interest and Connor's earns compound. Who will earn more interest after 25 years, and how much more will they earn? So let's start with Wendy and her simple interest. So it'd be I equals PRT. My principal would be $8,300. My rate would be 0.035. And my time would be 25 years. So I'm going to plug all of that in. 8,300 times 0.035 times 25. And I get $7,262.50 in interest. And now we can do Connor's. And he's got compound interest. So that would be A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T power. So my principal would be $8,300 times 1 plus 0.035 to the 25th power. I'm going to plug that in my calculator. 8,300 times 1 plus 0.035 to the 25th power. And I get that that account is going to have $19,614.93 in it. And when I subtract the 8,300 that I already have put in there, I will get that I earned $11,314.93 in interest. So who will earn more interest? Well, hopefully y'all can see that that would be Connor. And how much or more interest will they earn? Well, we're going to take that number and subtract $7,262.50 from that. And he earned $4,052.43 more. Number 3, Jack and Carly each deposit $17,250 into accounts that earn 6% interest for 6.5 years. Jack's earns simple interest and Carly's is going to earn compound. Who will earn more interest after 6 years, and how much interest will they earn? So you got to be careful right there with that 6 years. Let's start with Jack. He has simple interest, so that would be I is equal to our principal times our rate times our time of 6 years. So 17,250 times 0.06 times 6. He is going to earn $6,210 in interest. And for Carly, she has compound interest, which is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. So it's going to be 17,250 times 1 plus 0.06 to the 6th power. And you're going to plug that right into your calculator. When you do that, you get an account balance of $24,469.45. And then to get the amount of interest, you're going to take that number and subtract your principal. So $24,469 and 45 cents minus our principal. And we get $7,219.45 in interest. So who will earn more interest after the 6 years? Hopefully you can see that Carly will. And how much more? Well, we're just going to subtract those two. And she earned $1,009.45 more in interest. Number 4 says, which of the following best describes the difference between simple and compound interest? Simple interest is easier to calculate than compound interest. That could be true, but that's not really a difference in the two of them. Simple interest earns interest on the previous interest earned only, which is not true. Compound interest earns interest on the principal plus any previous interest earned. And D, compound interest earns interest on the principal only. So the difference between simple and compound is that compound is earning interest on the principal plus any previous earned interest. Number 5, it says Maria and Isaiah each deposited $7,000 into accounts that earn 6% interest. The graph shows the amount of interest each account earned in the first 3 years. Whose account earns simple and whose account earns compound? Explain your choice. So I would definitely use your answer from here, where compound interest earns interest on the principal plus any previous earned interest. So it's going to take the interest from before and add the new one on top of that. Okay, so hopefully you would look at this graph and say, okay, well, that's what's happening for Maria's, and Isaiah's is staying the exact same. And that's why Maria's earning compound interest, where Isaiah's earning simple interest. On the back, we have a couple more questions of calculating the interest. So these ones are a little more difficult, where you're not just finding the interest or just finding A, you're going to have to solve for one of the other variables. So Andreas invested $1,000 into a savings account. After 4 years, the account had earned a total of $112 in simple interest without any additional deposits. What was the interest rate? So for this one, we are trying to find the rate. We see simple interest, so we're going to write that formula down. And we're going to plug in everything we know and solve for R. So he invested $1,000, so that would be our principal. We do not know the rate. Our time is 4 years. And the amount of interest he earned was $112. And now we can simplify and solve. So I'm going to multiply 1,000 and 4. So we have 112 is equal to 4,000 times the rate. And to solve for r, we're going to divide both sides by 4,000. And 112 divided by 4,000, we get that the rate is equal to 0.028. And then to make that into a percent, we move our decimal to the right, 2, and our rate is equal to 2.8%. Number 7, Lester deposited $400 into a savings account, earning 4.5% simple interest, and then he put $450 into an investment account, earning 3.2 interest compounded annually. What was the total interest he earned in 3 years? Justify the reasoning. So let's first start with the simple interest. So he's going to put $400, which would be the principal. His rate is 0.045, and our time is 3 years. We're going to multiply all of that together, and we get that he earned $54 in interest on that account. For the compound interest, our formula is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. Again, our principal is $450 times our interest, or times our rate of 0.032 to the third power. So it'd be 450 times 1 plus 0.032 to the third power. And we get that in that account, there'll be $494.60. So to get the interest, I'm going to subtract my principal, and that will give me $44.60 in interest. Now I can add that interest with that interest to get a total amount of interest as $98.60. Number 8, Randy invested $1,000 for college in an account earning 5% simple interest. When she withdrew the investment, she had earned a total of $550 in interest. How long was the money invested? So hopefully you can tell that we are going to solve for T, the time, how long. We are using simple interest. So that would be I equals PRT. We're going to plug in everything we know and solve for time. She invested $1,000, so that's going to be your principal. The rate was 0.05, sorry, and we do not know the time. And she had earned $550. We are going to simplify here. So we have 550 is equal to 1,000 times 0.05, which would be 50 times the time. We're going to divide both sides by 50 to solve for T. And we get that T is equal to 11, and our time is always in years. And number 9, Susie opened a savings account with a deposit of $400 and made no more deposits. After 9 months, the account had $415. What simple interest rate is the account earning? So when we look at that, hopefully you can tell we're trying to find the rate. It is simple interest, so our formula would be I equals PRT. She had deposited $400. We are solving for the rate. 9 months would be 3/4 of a year, or 0.75. And after those 9 months, this is how much she had in the account. Well, she put $400 into it, so that means that in that 9 months, she earned $15 of interest. And now we're going to simplify and solve. So we're going to do 400 times 0.75, and make it 300 times our rate. Then we're going to divide both sides by 300. And we get 0.05 is equal to R. And then we're going to move that decimal 2 to the right to get that our rate is 5%. If y'all have any questions, just let us know.